Hi, this is Melissa. I am deleting a segment right here. Hey, it is 4 o'clock. Actually, it's 4:01. I'm Melissa Tenney. I'm Coach Mel. I have a business, Grow Better. It is a life empowerment coaching business where I just help people live a better life, be a better version of themselves. I don't have a microphone right now because the one I had broke and the headphones that I have don't really work that well. So this is what you get. I am a recovering addict. I've got 8.5 years clean off of any kind of drug, alcohol, any kind of substance. So that's kind of what I like to talk about. I like to focus on people who are in recovery and also just basically people who are kind of stuck in their life, people who really just want a better way. Now, today I was looking in this little Bad and Busted. I'm not sure where you're hearing me from, or if you have a little magazine, newspaper that goes around like this, it's the Bad and Busted. And it just kind of goes through different counties in this area of people who were arrested. So usually I don't know anybody in it because, like I said, I've been clean for 8 years. So a lot of the people who are in it now, well, I didn't really hang around them. Plus, where I'm living now is not where I'm from. So I didn't grow up with these people. Now, in all honesty, I really don't have any roots anywhere. I don't have any Georgia. My roots are in Georgia. But I've moved around to so many different places in Georgia that there's really not a specific area that I've been around to where I can say, oh, I grew up there. And oh, yeah, we go way back. Because most of the people that I grew up with in school, we've really gone our separate ways. Oh, it's hot in here. We've really gone our separate ways for the most part. I see them on Facebook and stuff like that. But when I get the Bad and Busted, I see people sometimes that I went to meetings with several years ago. Usually it might be one or two people. This episode, March 24th, the week of March 24th, there's a couple that I know him because he was married to a friend of mine. I don't know her. I've seen them. They went to my church for a while, off and on. But sitting here looking through. Okay, so look. All right, this person had felony burglary, first degree theft by taking. As an addict, I used to take theft by taking. DUI, alcohol, too fast for conditions. There's a theft by conversion, following too close, parole or probation violation, driving with license suspended, simple battery, trafficking. You just kind of go through and you see a lot of the same things. Obstruction, possession of a drug object, DUI, abandonment of animals. I never did that. Reckless driving, battery, criminal trespassing. A lot of these. Now, if you're a recovering addict and you have really any history of advanced addiction, then you probably have been around others that have had these charges, or you yourself have had charges like this. And I'm just so grateful because I haven't had any in so long. I haven't had to look over my shoulder. I haven't had to hide. I haven't had to lie in so long. And it's just so great. all these holds, DUI drugs. It's just really, really sad that all these people are going through this. But then again, it just makes me so grateful that I'm not living like this anymore. Um, I'm not going through a lot of the stuff that I always went through. I'm not lying. I'm not taking from my family. I'm not having to watch my back. I'm not having to make sure I'm around people that'll watch my back. I'm not having to watch the people that I'm around because, I'm not around the people that need to be watched. And even when they're on drugs, if they need to be watched, that doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that they're not living a good life. They're not living a life conductive of good behavior. And so I just want to look out for myself, my own stuff. So, and I want to help people. I want to help people who are currently in these situations. They're sitting in the county jail and they're realizing that I want to do something different. Or they're in a situation with their family that they feel like they're stuck and they want to do something different, but they don't feel like they don't feel like they know how. They don't feel like they have the resources. I'm going to tell you right now, the only resource you need to do better is you. Okay. You hear me? You hear me? No, hey, no. The only resource that you need to do better is you. Okay. You heard that one. It is great to think that you can't do better because, oh, well, you know what? I don't have a place to live, or I don't have a job, or I don't have a car. I can't do any better because I don't have this. Doing better is a mindset. Growth is a mindset. And you can either have the mindset of you can and well, you will grow, or you have the mindset that this is all there is. When I got into recovery this time, I had a job, a couple of different jobs. One of them, I was doing supervised visits and parenting classes based on the parenting classes based on a curriculum plus whatever else I could kind of pull out. And they were great. The job was great. Now, a big problem I had was some of these kids that I was doing these supervised visits for, the only thing they wanted was their parents to do right. And these parents would sit there and tell these kids, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm doing everything that they're telling me to do, but they just still keep jerking us around. Right? I didn't tell the kids this, but that was a lie. The lie detector test has determined so-and-so, you are lying. But to see these kids get their hopes up, to go to a visit, all right, we go to these visits at parks or playgrounds, whatever, wherever, McDonald's, different places. And when the kids would hear the parents say, hey, I got a job, man, those kids would get excited because that was one of the things in the case plan that the parents were supposed to do. Okay, either one, the parent was lying, or the parent didn't keep the job for very long. So it was just, no, I'm not working anymore, but blah. We had kids there was this one little boy. The kids loved their parents. The dad and the dad's girlfriend would visit one week or wherever. And sometimes the visit would be with the mother another time during that week. So I got to spend a decent amount of time with these kids. They're really sweet, really good kids. Now, the problem was the parents didn't want to do what it took to get them. Now, and then another problem was child services didn't put them with their family, a family member that wanted them, because they said the family member wasn't able to take care of them, which I don't know if they were or not. So I would get these kids and I would take them to their visit, and I would hear all these empty promises being told. But these parents could do better. They were choosing not to. They were choosing not to. Are you choosing not to? Can you do better and you're choosing not to? Okay. So I did that job for a while. And I had another job for a while. And then, yeah, then because of my neck problems, I have some neck issues with spine stuff. And I have some low back pain that kind of goes out to my hips. That's neither here nor there. I have mental health diagnosis that if I focus on them and if I let them take over, then they can really, really hurt me. They could get me in a bad state. I have that. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get disability. Because this is it. This is my life. I'm just going to sit around at my dad's house and collect a check. Now, that would have been fine. And it seemed like it was a fine. It was a fine. It was a thing to do. It was a thing to do. You know what? And, nobody in my family told me any different. Nobody led me to believe that anything should be better, worse, or whatever. So I stayed on that path for a couple of years. I was going to mental health group therapy sessions. I did that for about 2 years. It was DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. And I went to those for a couple of years, a little rotating curriculum. Every 6 months it started over. I loved it because it helped me really focus on mindfulness and where I'm going and what I'm doing. That was wonderful. That really helped me. So with this, I was able to realize that there was different options, but that didn't help me because even though I had the resources that I needed to do better, I had family support, I had mental health support, I didn't have the initiative that it would take to do better. I was complacent. I was completely to the point that I was okay with that. I mean, I was around a family member who had been doing that for years, not collecting any check, just sitting around, not doing anything for years. And that person, I was okay with that. And looking back, I can see how when I first moved in, I was thinking, man, how can he do this? Why does he do this? Why does he just sit around and not do anything? How can somebody just sit around and not work and not be productive, not to do anything to better yourself? But then I started to become that person. I was going to do the same thing they were doing, except with an income that I wasn't working toward, even though I'd worked all my life so that I'd put in towards the funds that would be sent back to me. Well, I did that for a while. I sat around, did nothing, had an attorney, was going to went to before to a hearing, had a little disability hearing, and it was denied. Of course, they say it gets denied the first time, sometimes the first and second time, but you got to keep trying. And I was just like, okay, I'll keep trying. I wanted to do something better and stop sitting around, but I was like, you know what? This is all I can do. That's all there is. Poor me. This is all there is for me to do. And then I got to the point that I guess I was just consigned to that. And I ended up meeting somebody who made me feel like I could do better, do different. I'm not going to say the way I live my life is better than the way anybody else does. For me, it's better. It's different than the person that is also living, not working, but living with somebody that's paying all their family member that's paying all their bills. I'm not better. They're not better. It's different. It's different. This is how I need to do for me. All right. So this person and I started, talking and everything, and we got to know each other a little bit better. And it's like it struck a match in me. So all these things I was trying to avoid in order to live an easy life, I learned that I could do more. I could do more. When they said something about going to a 12-week course to become a medical assistant, I'm just like, wait, really? 12 weeks? Shoot, I can do that. Well, in the meantime, not only did I do that, but I also started a 6-month course to become a certified life coach. I don't want anybody to be stuck. I don't want anybody to be right there where I was thinking, I want to do something different, but I really don't know what it is. And I don't know what I like, and I don't really know, none of that. I don't want anybody to be in that stuck position. One of the things I have to ask myself with this when I got into that was, what are my thoughts about that now? What are my thoughts about the plan that I had in my head to sit around and do nothing but collect a check? What are my thoughts about it now? My thoughts are, I'm so glad that somebody was put in my life to help strike the match. They didn't tell me I needed to do something different. They didn't tell me I should do something different. They didn't even tell me they wanted me to do something different. They just asked me why I didn't. You know, I think a lot of times we come across situations that we see as a problem. I can't do any better. Instead of asking ourselves, why can't I do any better? Why can't I do better? What's stopping me? The only thing that is stopping you from doing better is you. An excuse is just an excuse. There's no good reason to not do better. And what's better for you might be different than what's better for me. We're all unique. You are unique. Your goals, plans, personalities, you are all so unique. What's stopping you? 12-week medical assistant course. Finances came. Didn't ask for them, but they came. I did ask for them a little bit, but not like going to the people that ended up giving them to me. I asked for them from them. I just mentioned that I needed the funds in a public way, and people that I didn't even know saw that I needed the funds. Sent me a message one day and say, hey, you still trying to go back to school? And we're going to, as a group, we're going to put forth this much. Okay, yeah. And then the rest of it came too. And now, okay, so then I started feeling like I was stuck again to a certain extent. But I always feel like I have some sort of certification, some sort of maneuver, some way that I can get around whatever I feel like is that barrier in front of me. Now, financially, I'm not way up there. Not even close. I'm not even halfway up there. But I don't need anything. Me and my fiance, we don't need anything. We get low on cereal, we go get a few more boxes of cereal. We get low on milk. We don't run out of stuff unless it's by accident. Because typically before we run out of something, we already go get it. We don't have all the resources at our hands, but we have the ability to use what we have to help us. While we're growing, we're still growing. Every day is a chance to grow some more. When you talk to yourself, what tone of voice do you use? When you talk to yourself, think about it. When you talk to yourself and say, I want to do better, do you say it to yourself as, I want to do better? Or do you say it as, I want to do better? Or I want to do better? Okay, all three of those ways are saying the same words, but the tone is speaking so many more volumes than the words are. Your tone of voice, it matters. The same way your tone of voice matters when you're talking to other people, and when other people are talking to you, it matters when you talk to yourself. I want to do better. That's a problem. I want to do better. Sounds like a solution. It sounds like a positive, but I want to do better. It's not a definitive statement. You want to, okay, then what are you going to do about it? I will do better. And that's a good one. That's even better. That's more stuck in stone. Okay. So let's go through the little SMART goal. It's specific. Okay. I will do better. It's very general. Let's think about something specific. And while we're talking about some specific goals, I'm going to have a 8-week session. First 6 weeks will be virtual conversation. The last 2 weeks, you're on your own. It's going to be setting and achieving goals. Some of it is going to be repetition. It's going to be pretty simple. There's going to be some mindfulness exercises, all of those. And it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot going on. You can go on my website. Like I said, it is www.growbettercoach.com and sign up. It starts in May, mid-May. There's going to be a Saturday session and a Sunday session. Saturday and Sunday will cover the same things. So if you miss Saturday, sign on Sunday. Okay. I want to do better. Is not definite. I will do better is definite, but too general. I will do better with eating. I will do better with eating. Still general. So if I tell you I will do better, think about something that you want to do better. Think about something that you want better. You want to do better at your job, at home, in school. Okay. I want to do better with my job. Still general. I want to spend 3 hours preparing for my Saturday night podcast. 3 hours a week preparing for my Saturday night podcast with Grow Better. Okay. Specific. That is specific. So that's pretty specific. Spend 3 hours a week preparing for my Saturday night or Saturday 4:00 Grow Better podcast. All right, specific goal. How are you going to execute it? What does that look like? Okay, so maybe it's not specific enough. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will set aside an hour, even if I don't use that amount of time, between 6 and 7 p.m. to work on my Saturday 4 p.m. podcast for Grow Better. Okay, that's specific. It's pretty specific. So you got, I jot it down, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 hour, 6 to 7. For Saturdays, 4 p.m. podcast. Okay, that's specific. Okay, so can we measure it? Well, yeah, we can measure it. 3 hours, 1 hour between 6 and 7. So we know there's some numbers in there. 1 hour, 6 and 7, between 6 and 7 o'clock. Okay. Is it attainable? Well, let me think. Okay, my schedule with my new job that I'm starting on Thursday my schedule is 4. No, my podcast is 4 on Saturdays. My schedule, Monday through Friday, 7:30, 8 to 4:30. It may change to 7:30 to 4. Not sure yet. All right, so yeah, that gives me plenty of time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to get home for those times. Okay. And by the time I leave at 4 or 4:30, get home 5:15-ish. All right, and then I have 45 minutes. Might be cutting it close because traffic. All right, so there may be a decent amount of traffic. Okay. Let's see. All right. Maybe since it might not be that attainable, let's make it 6:30. I was gonna make it 7 to 8, but let's make it 6:30 to 7:30. That's a little more doable. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, so I can pretty much attain that. And at the end of the week, I can tell if I met that goal. That doesn't mean I can't spend more time preparing. This is the minimum. This is the minimum. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, between 6:30 and 7:30 p.m., I will prepare for my 4 p.m. Saturday podcast, Create Your Path with Coach Mel. All right. Okay, good. So it's specific, it's measurable, it's attainable, realistic. All right. Is this realistic? Am I really going to sit there for an hour, 3 days a week, and do this? Maybe. Why don't I set the goal of, maybe if I set the goal for 30 minutes, that's not enough time though. So it's doable. So it's realistic. I can do it. I can realistically make myself do this. Okay, let's make it a little more realistic. Let's do either 6:30 or 7:30, 1 hour between 6:30 and 8:30. Sometime between 6:30 and 8:30. I'm going to use part of that time. I'm going to use that 2 hours to do 1 hour of prep work. That's more realistic. Yes. Okay. Specific. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 6:30 and 8:30. In that 2 hour period, I'm going to take 1 hour and prepare for my Saturday podcast, Create Your Path with Coach Mel. All right. So, okay. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic. Okay. All right. So we think we're good, right? Let's see. What else can we add to it? Do we need to add anything to it? Well, there's a T on the smart. So is it time based? Is there a certain amount of time? Yes, we've already discussed that. So yeah, so for those of you that were wondering, the time and how the time thing was going to go, the T on SMART goal, is it time based? Yes, there is a specific time that I'm using. All right, so that seemed real simple, real easy. But let me tell you, up here it wasn't, because I was arguing with myself. I was straight up telling myself, no, don't give yourself that much time. You can't do that much time. Don't put that much time for it. But I did it. All right. That goes back to the tone of voice that I'm using to tell myself. Am I telling myself, you can't do that? Or am I telling myself, you can't do that? Saying the same words, said in a different way, takes on a whole different meaning. I can do that. I can't do what I started out to do because of the time frame. So instead of just, you can't do that, and throwing in the towel, is, you can't do that. Think of something different. Why can't you do that? Well, this is why I can't do it. So since I know what the barrier is from doing it from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., I know the barrier that's going to come in between that. I'm going to adjust my goal in order to not overstep, to go around that barrier, to avoid the barrier. All right. That's how we're doing some goals. That's part of what all we're going to be doing with these goals that we're going to be setting starting in May. Another part of it is going to be the mindfulness exercises. Mindful eating, mindful walking. There's all different kinds of ways that you can do some mindful exercises. A lot of them that I'm going to be doing before the course is going to be simple ones that you can do in just a few minutes. Mindfulness is really, really important in recovery. If you're not going to be mindful of what's going on around you, you are probably going to stump your toes a whole lot. They say make your stumbling blocks stepping stones. But if you're not paying attention, then you're going to trip right over that stumbling block, and it's going to knock you off your feet. It's going to knock you out. Must be aware of what's going on around you. You must get your mind in such a state that what else is going on and who else is around you is not going to hinder you in an extreme way. Think about problems that you have. Think about those. We already talked a little bit about it. One of the problems that was an example problem when I was looking at certain specific problems, it's stink bug season, I guess, because I've seen 2 of them today in the house, is I don't have enough time to exercise. Well, instead of saying I don't have enough time to exercise, or I don't have enough time to prepare, why don't I have time to prepare? Well, because I am not practicing good time management skills. That's one reason. That's a big reason. You take your problems and make them into a question and find the solution. I'm hungry. That's a problem. Why am I hungry? Oh, that's why. Okay, so since I'm hungry because I haven't eaten in 6 hours, then I should probably eat. Right? All right. I have eaten. I'm not talking about me. I eat too much. I eat too much. That's a problem. Man, I eat too much. That's the problem. What do I do about it? Why do I eat too much? Is it for any kind of mental benefit? I don't think so. Physical benefit. I do stress eat. which it doesn't seem like I'm stressed some, but I do stress eat at work some if I'm bored or if I'm in pain. I have some pain in my neck and stuff. So I stress eat. I eat. What can I do about it? Seeing as how I don't practice self-control very well when I'm talking about my food, I should make better choices of what I take to eat. That's it. So we're going to practice some gratitude and we're going to practice some self-talk. We're going to practice some mindfulness. Also, at the end of each session, there is what I'm calling a healthy habit homework exercise. The healthy habit homework exercise are some little boundaries exercises, taking a break from technology. The ones I have listed are a boundaries exercise, take a break from technology, dedicate time to pure relaxation, nurture your creativity, improve sleep patterns, exercise, improve your diet. Now, with each session, there's going to be, you get to choose what healthy habit homework assignment you want for that week. I want you to choose a different one each week just to kind of try whatever is best for you. You may do more than one. However you want to do it, that's on you. I don't decide. I'm just giving suggestions. If you think of a different healthy habit, use it. Healthy habit homework. Always good to have healthy habits. They say every day for 30 days or so many days, something becomes a habit. If you do it so many times, you do it so many days in a row, something will become a habit. And that's the goal. Learn how to do new habits. Learn the habits. My podcast series that I'm going to actually start next week. Next Sunday is going to be the first of my April podcast series. These this month have been just kind of me feeling around, trying out the different software, trying to get my way around, figure things out, and figure out what works best. When I start up back in April, we're going to talk just about a few things. I think the first one I had written down, Easter. And just some things around 2000, around where I was in my life this time of year, 21 years ago. Might not be completely interesting to you, but it's going to be interesting to somebody. So listen and share it and comment. Let me know what you think about it. There's always something we can do for other people. What you can do for me is let me know how you're feeling about my stuff. I want to know because I want to help people. All right. And not everybody celebrates Easter. Not everybody's a Christian. Not everybody does the same things. But this is just a conversation about it. I'm not telling you you have to celebrate Easter. I'm not telling you. So how many of you just went to church on Easter Sunday? Mm-hmm. Got your little Easter Sunday dress or suit, and you had to go to church on Easter because it's Easter. You didn't go to church any other time the rest of the year except Easter or the Easter Mama's Day. Easter and Mama's Day. Jesus' Day and Mother's Day. That's when you need to go to church. But there's going to be a lot of people getting all dolled up for church on Easter Sunday that are going to be living whatever way they want to the rest of the year. Not even going to church. Church is not an Easter. Easter's not a church holiday. It's not that. So we're just going to talk a little bit about this time of year in 2000. Probably going to think of a few facts, like today in history. see, today in history. 20 years ago, on April the 3rd, or whatever. Let's see, bugs on the ceiling now. This day 20 years ago, or 21 years ago. Because around this time in 2000 is when I got clean the very first time. That I actually wanted to do something different and wanted to live different. So what better way to start a podcast? And the podcast, you can look for this little icon, because this is the little design that I have on there. Create Your Path with Coach Mel as the podcast icon. It's on different, it's on my Grow Better page, Facebook. You can go to my website to find my Facebook and my YouTube. Still have a lot of work to do on this stuff. I'm still learning. I have no problem admitting that I don't have it all together. I don't have all the answers. But I have the willingness. I don't have the answers. Well, how do I find the answers? Problem to a solution-based question. I don't have the answers. Turn around, walk away. How can I find the answers? Moves you on to a solution. Mindset has to be growth. You have to have a growth mindset if you want to succeed. Do you have a growth mindset? If you don't, then wherever you are mentally, emotionally, physically, that's where you're going to stay. If you're okay with that, have at it. I'm probably guessing a lot of people are not okay with that. And most people shouldn't be okay with that. Don't stay stuck in a situation or a lifestyle that is not helping you. You don't want to be around people that bring you down. Why are you going to let yourself bring you down? There's solutions. There's answers. There's hope. There's meaningfulness. Go for it. Grab at it. So when April starts, April podcast starts, going to talk a little bit about where I was in 2000, April of 2000, kind of where it was for me, how my journey in recovery basically started. Going to kind of go through some little odds and ends of that. I'm probably going to talk about the spiritual principles behind the 12 steps. Spiritual is not always Christian or Buddhism or Hinduism or Muslim. It's not. A spiritual principle is just a principle in your spirit. It doesn't mean you have to live a certain way or do a certain thing. The spiritual principle, they're like honesty, acceptance. There is, let me think, what are they? Let me see. I'm going to find them. Honesty, hope, courage, discipline, service. Those are some of the spiritual principles. Why they're called spiritual principles, I don't know. But that's what they're called. So I'm going to be doing some of those during my podcast that starts in April. We're going to do April 2000, where I was and how I started my journey and how I got to where I was. So it's basically going to be my story. The first weekend in April is probably just going to be a lot about me and how I got to where I am right now, or how I got to recovery. Throughout my podcast sessions, I'm going to talk about the spiritual principles behind the 12 steps. I'm going to talk about different recovery programs. I'm going to talk about medicated assisted recovery. I'm going to talk about setting goals no matter if you're in recovery or not. You don't have to be a recovering addict to set goals. You don't have to be a recovering addict to be in a part of your life that you need to get out of. You don't have to stop what you're doing. You don't have to stop what you're doing if you're growing. Okay. But if you are not growing and if you are not getting stronger and more motivated and moving further in life, then you might need to set goals. You may need to do something different. No, I'm 43 years old. It took me until now to get to where I am. Okay. Now, you may think that it's my fault. And it is because I use a lot of substances that stunted me, stunted my production, my productivity in life. And where I am right now is exactly where I'm supposed to be. Do I say, well, I'm just 43 years old. You know, I might as well not even try. I might as well not even try to help anybody else. Mm-mm. I'm 43 years old and I love my life and I love what my life is going to continue to become. All right. I'm grateful. I'm not in this newspaper, but not being in this little paper is not enough for me. I can be grateful that I'm not in this paper, but if not being in this paper is my goal, it is a good goal. It is a good goal. But if that's my only goal, then I'm going to get bored and I'm going to get complacent and I'm going to stop trying and then I'm going to be in this paper. All right. So we're going to do just random hashtag. Send me some hashtags. Send me some hashtags that I can just kind of compile and do some random hashtag searches where you just kind of go into a little Facebook search for and do hashtag grow better and see what all comes up with it. See what all's associated with that little hashtag or those words. Hashtag be the good. Let's believe there is good, be the good. Hashtag be the good. See where that kind of runs us to. I can do one right now. Let me see. Let's see right here. All right, let me see here. Okay. We're going to, I'm trying something new. I'm going to share screen. Okay. Share the screen. And then we're going to, hang on. Home tab. I want to see my Facebook, but I really don't care. All right. We're going to share this screen. It's Facebook. And I'm going to go in this search bar right here. And I'm going to do hashtag be good. Enter. Okay. And I see if you live in the Cambridge area and you happen to be shopping on Saturday, February 27th, find a blue purse, open it, find a wallet, find a large sum of cash, happen to put that cash in your pocket, turn into the office, we beg of you to turn that money in. Okay, no questions asked. Then we see somebody else. To be a good person, he was abandoned by his father, and it just kind of goes in and just some different things, different ways people. This is just one more reason why you need to shop and support local. Is only the Greater Richland County Chamber of Commerce has the hashtag be the good. The young man in his post flagged the deputy down to report a theft. The wagon he uses for his lawn care business had been stolen. After looking for a couple of months, he decided to report the theft to the sheriff's department. The deputies attempted to locate the wagon without success, but decided to go one step further. They responded to a rural king and spoke with someone. He was made aware of the theft, generously agreed to donate the wagon. Okay, so there's some little random, just some random, I'll get this off here now. Random hashtag searches. All right, so that's one of the things. Probably do some more screen sharing. Those of you that watch it on video, Facebook and YouTube will see the screen share. There's some that are just going to hear the audio, like on Spotify and different places. You're not going to see the screen share, but I'll talk through a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff coming up. There's some mindfulness exercises, even on the Create Your Path podcast. It's going to be on Saturday nights. We're going to do some boundaries exercises. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. This book right here, a book called Living Clean, got some good stuff in it. You know, it can be hard to admit, but the times we most desire to be in a relationship are often the moments we are least equipped to handle one. You know what? And I can think about that right now. I'm in an amazing relationship, but I wasn't really looking for one. I was done looking for one, and one popped up. I say I was done looking for one. I found it was on a dating website, but I was okay whether I found somebody or not. Before that, though, when I'm thinking I need somebody to complete me, that's when I was least equipped to have one. You know what? We're not the only people who have spiritual awakenings, but there's a particular awakening we experience as a result of working steps. And there is. Okay. So that's just a little heads up about things that are up and coming. Check out my website, sign up for the goals workshop session. It's 8-week session. I keep calling it 6 because 6 of the weeks are going to be a virtual session where we will hear each other. Those of us that are on video will see each other, but they're not in person. The last 2 weeks, you're on your own. You're doing it on your own. I will have office hours listed on that specifically for you guys to be able to contact me just to talk things through. I'm not going to tell you if you're doing right or wrong because there's really no right or wrong. You have to figure out what's right or wrong for you. I don't know. You do. So go to www.growbettercoach.com or email me, GB as in grow better with Coach Mail at gmail.com. That sounded really country. Just in. GB with Coach Mel at gmail.com. Don't forget to mark your calendars. It's starting in May. Go ahead and sign up. I'll get an email that you are signing up for it. Send me some hashtags. Email me. Do the contact me. Hit me up on my Facebook. However you want to do it. Send me some hashtags. Send me some stuff to look up. Send me some stuff to talk about. If you want to be on here, you want to talk about your recovery, you want to be a voice, you want to share something, let me know. This is open. This is not some specific, it's got to be bam, 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 bam. No, because life is not bam, 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 bam. Life has a variety. This podcast is a variety. Okay? This is a variety. You want to tell me about your recovery? You want to tell me about some goals? You want to tell me what color shoes you like the best? Let me know. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Primarily, I want to talk about recovery, how that works. But whatever is going on with you in the moment, tell me about your flat tire day. Flat tire day is one of those days that even though everything seems to be going good, one little bitty thing blows everything up. That's a flat tire day. Flat tires are not that serious. They can be, but they're not that serious. But they can really, really throw a wrench in everything. Tell me about your flat tire day. Might not be a terrible day. Everything else may be great. You may handle conflict and drama and chaos amazing. But when you stump your toe, you just can't handle it. That's your flat tire day. All right. So www.growbettercoach.com. Go to the contact me. Find me on Facebook through my webpage. You can find me through my webpage on the YouTube. You can check out my YouTube, Coach Mel. With Grow Better Instagram, Grow Better 2020. I'm looking for somebody to kind of help me learn how to really, really beef up and get my social media presence going a little bit better. I've kind of slacked on that because of working and stuff, but that's no excuse. I did it. My job didn't make me do it. I did it. So when I can own responsibility and take ownership of the struggles and what's not going right in my life, then I can make the right moves to make them better. So I hope everyone has an amazing evening and the rest of the week, starting tomorrow, rest of the weekend, and then an amazing week. Have a great day.